Xiao Yan had long awaited the pill competition, and now it had finally arrived as scheduled. Seeing that Elder Mugu's pill quality had surpassed his own, Xiao Yan used his teacher's soul ascension method to forcibly enhance his pill quality, finally winning the championship. Continuing from the last chapter, not only had Xiao Yan successfully advanced to the rank of an 8th-tier alchemist in the Myriad Medicine Mountain Range, but with the support of Ziyin and Xiong, he effortlessly gathered the 3 required medicinal ingredients. Now, on the last day of the preliminary round, Xiao Yan and his companions arrived at the plaza near the exit of the Pill Realm, where a large crowd had already gathered. At the front of the plaza, Qiong finally felt relieved when she saw that Xiao Yan was unharmed. Back in the Myriad Medicine Mountain Range, during Elder Mugu's sudden attack, if Xiao Yan hadn't stepped in at the crucial moment, she would have perished. Next to her, Song Qing, noticing her reaction, feigned concern and said, "Qiong, it was that old man's hidden force that pushed me away. If I hadn't reacted quickly, it would have killed me." Qiong replied, "Senior brother Song, don't blame yourself. In that situation, staying would have meant certain death. How could I fault you?" Though she spoke kindly, deep down she despised him. In that life-and-death moment, Song Qing had abandoned her and fled, forever branding him as untrustworthy in her heart. After a brief exchange of glances with Qiong, Xiao Yan's eyes suddenly fixed on another spot. A black-clad man sat cross-legged there, none other than Elder Mugu, who had pursued Xiao Yan but was driven away by Xiong. Clearly, he was here for the 3,000 burning flames. Although the black-clad men who had been with him were absent, Xiao Yan knew they were hiding among the alchemists. Elder Mugu also noticed Xiao Yan's arrival but frowned upon seeing Xiong beside him, muttering, "Lucky brat." Xiao Yan glared coldly at Elder Mugu before scanning the crowd. He noticed several older powerhouses in the front rows, drawn by the allure of the 3,000 burning flames. It seemed that these veteran experts were willing to set aside their pride for the heavenly flames. To Xiao Yan's surprise, the Dan clan girl named Dan Chun had also arrived early. Since advancing to the spiritual realm, Xiao Yan had sensed her formidable soul power, noticing a peculiar force continuously emanating from her, a force that seemed to absorb souls rather than do qi. After surveying the crowd, Xiao Yan sighed softly to himself. It seems none of them are easy opponents. He could foresee that this pill competition would be unprecedentedly fierce. To stand out amidst such a gathering of talents, one would need true skills and strength. While Xiao Yan pondered, an elder from the Pill Tower guarding the exit of the Pill Realm announced, "Time's up. Submit your medicinal lists and task ingredients to me, then proceed to the final competition." Hearing this, the crowd began handing over their ingredients and smoothly entering the spatial rift. Of course, there were those who tried to pass off random ingredients, but the elder promptly struck them down with his staff. Watching as Qiong, Song Qing, and others entered the rift, Xiao Yan arranged to reunite with Ziyin after exiting the Pill Realm. He then submitted his ingredients and entered the rift himself. Meanwhile, at the center of the competition plaza, as the spatial gate opened, an enchanting figure emerged, drawing everyone's attention. Qiao Ying's appearance sparked cheers among the crowd, as her reputation in Dan City was formidable, and many saw her as a strong contender for the championship. Compared to her, Song Qing, who followed behind, seemed less impressive. After these two, more contestants emerged, but little fairy doctor, watching from the stands, couldn't spot Xiao Yan. Her face grew colder by the moment, thinking, if something happened to Xiao Yan in the Pill Realm, I can't imagine how furious I would become. Just as her heart sank, a slender figure slowly walked out of the spatial gate. Exine Lan, standing nearby, exclaimed with joy, "It's brother Xiao Yan." Yizhong chuckled, "Haha, I knew someone of Xiao Yan's caliber would pass this second test." Seeing Xiao Yan's calm and composed demeanor, little fairy doctor shook her head with a smile. That guy is really something. Watching the spatial gate continuously spewing out people, Xiao Yan couldn't help but feel a bit surprised. He hadn't expected that even after 2 rounds of selection, there would still be over 1,000 contestants. The gathering of so many alchemists, even more than at the alchemist conference in the Jiama Empire, was staggering. Not just in numbers but in quality too. Anyone here could easily win that conference. As Xiao Yan looked around, his gaze landed on 3 figures at the highest seats. Judging by the vast aura they exuded, these 3 were likely the top leaders of the Pill Tower. One of the women, staring at Xiao Yan in the plaza, softly remarked, "That's Xiao Yan, right? Yao Chen's disciple?" Xin Kongzi, beside her, nodded with a smile. The woman continued, "Have you noticed? This young man's soul fluctuations seem peculiar. If I'm not mistaken, he might have touched the spiritual realm." The old man next to her showed a hint of surprise. "Indeed, it does resemble a spiritual realm soul. Yao Chen has a sharp eye." The woman added, "If he has truly entered the spiritual realm, even Chaoying and Danshin will find it difficult to defeat him this time." Xin Kongzi slightly nodded. When he last saw Xiao Yan, he hadn't sensed this aura, suggesting that this change was due to his recent journey in the Pill Realm. He sighed, "Is it really that hard to outdo that old man?" Meanwhile, the spatial gate in the plaza finally closed after half an hour. The previously noisy plaza grew much quieter, as everyone knew the main event of the pill competition was about to begin. Xin Kongzi, scanning the crowd from his high platform, let his ancient voice resonate throughout the plaza. "All contestants, take your positions. In this final test, there are no rules. Do your best and create your finest pills." As Xin Kongzi's voice echoed across the sky, the blood of the contestants began to boil with excitement. They exchanged glances and then surged forward with a roar. The sheer number of figures rushing up dimmed even the sunlight. Xiao Yan was among them, landing on a stone platform near the edge. After finding his spot, he sat cross-legged and scanned the area. His gaze lingered on Chaoying, Danshin, and Song Qing before stopping on a nearby floating stone platform where a black-clad figure sat meditating. Xiao Yan frowned slightly. Elder Mugu no longer had the mysterious aura from the Pill Realm. His presence seemed normal, indistinguishable from the other contestants. Xin Kongzi's gaze slowly swept over the stone platforms suspended in midair. After a moment, he looked up at the sky, waved his sleeve, and a clear, long chime echoed through the heavens and earth. "The time has come. Please raise your cauldrons and begin refining your pills." As Xin Kongzi finished speaking, the atmosphere instantly became tense. Immediately, countless cauldrons appeared and landed heavily on the stone platforms. The dense array of cauldrons elicited gasps from the crowd. It was likely their first time seeing so many high-quality cauldrons at once. Following the summoning of the cauldrons, a series of popping sounds echoed as flames of various colors flared up in the sky. Xiao Yan sat quietly on his stone platform, not rushing to start refining pills. Instead, he closed his eyes and organized his thoughts. For this pill competition, he planned to refine the bone marrow fusion pill, a high-level pill of the 7th tier, which could even reach the 8th tier if all went well. Successfully refining it would certainly qualify him to compete with the best. As Xiao Yan meditated, Chaoying summoned her cauldron and flicked her finger, causing a blindingly red flame to rise slowly from her palm. It was the blood demon flame, showcasing the Chao family's wealth and power. Following her, Song Qing and Danshin also summoned their flames, which appear to be beast flames, ranking among the top in their category despite not matching the blood demon flame. Just as Xiao Yan's gaze shifted away, a familiar and intense heat wave caught his attention. He turned and saw Elder Mugu holding a deep blue sea heart flame. The appearance of this flame caused the nearby alchemists to pale, their cauldron flames trembling violently. "Heavenly flame!" The crowd erupted in exclamations, eyes riveted on the scene. With a cold smile, Elder Mugu manipulated the sea heart flame around him, its regal presence commanding the respect of the surrounding flames. Xiao Yan glanced at Elder Mugu and smiled faintly. He clenched his fist, summoning a verdant green flame that transformed into a fire dragon, letting out a strange roar directed at the sea heart flame. Under the roar of the crystal lotus heart fire, the sea heart flame hesitated, then retreated into Elder Mugu's palm like it was fleeing for its life. Elder Mugu glanced at the deep blue flame in his hand, then shot a menacing look at Xiao Yan before flicking the flame into his cauldron. Having momentarily suppressed Elder Mugu's arrogance, Xiao Yan smiled faintly. He waved his hand, summoning the crimson myriad beast cauldron before him. With a flick of his sleeve, the green fire dragon plunged into the cauldron, rapidly heating the once cold vessel. With a wave of his hand, several medicinal ingredients flew out from his storage ring, floating around his stone platform. After preparing these auxiliary materials, he produced 3 jade boxes containing the essential ingredients for refining the bone marrow fusion pill. With everything ready, Xiao Yan's expression grew serious. The bone marrow fusion pill was the highest grade pill he had ever attempted to refine, and the most difficult. One small mistake could lead to disastrous consequences. After all, in alchemy, success and failure often hinge on a single moment's decision. The method for refining the bone marrow fusion pill flowed through Xiao Yan's mind like a stream, with every detail carefully memorized. He exhaled deeply, then abruptly opened his eyes, a sharp glint flashing in his dark pupils. With a swift wave of his sleeve, he selected a few herbs from the many floating around him and sequentially tossed them into the cauldron. Once inside, the herbs rapidly withered under the terrifying temperature of the glazed lotus heart flame. Under Xiao Yan's powerful soul control, within a mere 10 minutes, the herbs were refined into pure medicinal powder, which then floated in a corner of the cauldron. Maintaining his composure, Xiao Yan continued to wave his hand, steadily feeding more herbs into the cauldron. To his delight, he noticed that the herbs he had refined seemed to contain a faint trace of spiritual energy. Although this energy was weak, it significantly enhanced the quality of the resulting medicinal powder. Such is the formidable power of an 8th-tier alchemist. Xiao Yan took a brief moment to rest before fully focusing on the more intricate aspects of the refining process. In the sky, numerous stone platforms hovered as the contestants busied themselves with their cauldrons. The entire arena and the sky above were very quiet, with countless eyes watching the busy figures. Time passed unnoticed, and 5 days quickly went by. During this period, the refining process seemed relatively calm, though occasionally a low rumbling sound could be heard when some contestants encountered problems, causing their cauldrons to react. When the sun reached its zenith on the 5th day, Xiao Yan slowly opened his eyes and looked solemnly at the flames rising from his cauldron. Within those flames were 3 masses of liquid or powder, seemingly insignificant but exuding a shocking potency. These 3 substances were the results of Xiao Yan's efforts over the past 5 days. Now, he needed to perfectly merge them to form the pill's embryonic shape before completing the final pill. Inhaling the warm air deeply, he concentrated, and the glazed lotus heart flame in the cauldron surged, merging the 3 pure liquids perfectly. Merging the medicinal powers is one of the most time-consuming steps in alchemy, taking Xiao Yan nearly 10 days to complete this phase. As time flew by, another half-month had passed, and more contestants began producing pills, filling the air with a rich fragrance. Unaffected by the external changes, Xiao Yan kept his focus on the cauldron. After 10 days of careful merging, the flames within the cauldron revealed a faint oval-shaped ball, roughly the size of a fist. This ball was formed from the pure essence of hundreds of herbs, but it was still just the embryonic form of the pill. Despite being an embryo, the most challenging step had been overcome. Now, as long as Xiao Yan maintained his focus, he could successfully refine the bone marrow fusion pill. Amidst the slightly heated atmosphere, a low rumble of thunder suddenly echoed across the sky, drawing countless eyes upward. A dark cloud appeared, emitting a deep thunderous sound, indicating the formation of a pill thunder. Pill thunder. A 7th-tier pill is about to be born. The sight of the sky's anomaly caused a commotion in the square, with many eyes turning to one of the stone platforms. A middle-aged man stood there, his face alight with joy as he looked up at the thundercloud. He was the first to summon the pill thunder. The appearance of the pill thunder caught Xiao Yan's attention. He slightly opened his half-closed eyes, glanced at the distant thunderclouds, and shook his head slightly. Such a weak pill thunder indicates that the pill produced is likely only of the lower 7th-tier level. Retracting his gaze, Xiao Yan once again looked at Chao Ying and the others in the distance, feeling a slight unease. This time, he faintly sensed the energy fluctuations emanating from their cauldrons. It seems the pills they are refining won't be ordinary. The pressure is indeed immense. I wonder if relying on this bone marrow fusion pill will be enough to win the championship. Half a day after the first pill thunder appeared, another thundercloud formed in the sky, and this one seemed stronger than the previous one. Clearly, another contestant had refined a higher quality pill. In the following days, the scene became completely lively, with 2 to 3 instances of pill thunder occurring almost every day. The intensity of these pill thunders varied, but according to Xiao Yan's estimation, the highest grade pill so far was likely only of the mid-7th tier. The square became exceptionally vibrant due to the frequent appearance of pill thunders, dispelling the earlier subdued atmosphere. Each emergence of a 7th-tier pill attracted many envious gazes. The rumbling thunder, once a rare occurrence, had become commonplace in the sky, astonishing many spectators. As time passed, the number of stone platforms with active pill fires decreased, eventually leaving fewer than 50. However, everyone knew that these survivors were undoubtedly among the top-tier alchemists on the Dochi continent. If nothing unexpected happened, the champion of the alchemy competition would emerge from these remaining contestants. Looking at the rising pill fires on the numerous stone platforms, the atmosphere in the sky gradually became heavy and tense. The competition had now entered its latter half, and those still refining pills could be categorized into 2 groups. Those with truly formidable skills and those who were merely pretending. Xiao Yan sat cross-legged on his stone platform, fully focused on his cauldron. The green flame within burned intensely, heating the cauldron to a red-hot state. However, Xiao Yan's eyes were fixed on the rotating spherical essence within the flames. Initially the size of a fist, it had now shrunk to the size of a pigeon egg, appearing even more refined. As the spherical object continued to shrink, a faint but powerful energy fluctuation began to take shape. This level had already surpassed the ordinary peak of 7th-tier pills, filling Xiao Yan with excitement. He now had greater confidence in elevating the bone marrow fusion pill to the 8th tier. Suppressing his inner excitement, Xiao Yan steadied his mind. This is the most crucial moment. I cannot afford any distraction. Under the watchful eyes of many, a low explosion suddenly echoed from a certain spot in the sky. Everyone's hearts sank as they quickly looked over, seeing a middle-aged man staring blankly at his cauldron. Chaotic energy fluctuations were emanating from within the cauldron, clearly indicating that an accident had occurred during the refining process. How could this happen? The middle-aged man stared blankly at the cauldron, his eyes turning bloodshot in an instant. After nearly 20 days of painstaking effort, his work was now completely ruined. This blow was too much for him to bear. Seeing the middle-aged man's dazed expression, the onlookers sighed inwardly, feeling pity for him. In any competition, there would be winners and losers. Success for some meant failure for others, and the alchemy competition was no exception. In the days that followed, more contestants succeeded in refining their pills, while others failed and were eliminated. Only 17 contestants remained on the stone platforms, continuing their refining process. Suddenly, a vast energy fluctuation burst forth from one of the stone platforms. As this energy surged, thunderclouds swiftly gathered in the sky. Song Qing, who had been sitting cross-legged, suddenly stood up proudly, gazing confidently at the heavy clouds above. This was his masterpiece. It's actually a peak 7th-tier pill. Song Qing slowly raised his hand, holding an exceptionally smooth pill high. A wild smile appeared on his face, and with a hint of provocation, he directed his gaze towards a distant stone platform where Xiao Yan was located. Xiao Yan glanced briefly and let out a cold chuckle. With his current performance, getting into the top 10 might not be too difficult, but aiming for the championship was out of his reach. Seeing Xiao Yan's gaze dismiss him, Song Qing couldn't help but twitch his face in frustration. His eyes scanned the surroundings, only to find that apart from the spectators, neither Qiong nor Danshin looked particularly surprised at his results. This left him feeling rather disheartened. Even though he had successfully refined a 7th-tier peak-level pill, which even the experienced elders of the pill tower struggled with, it did not create the stir he had imagined. His desire to bask in the spotlight was thwarted. At this moment, Danshin's eyes were glued to her cauldron, her hand seals changing rapidly. Vast and boundless soul power continuously poured into the cauldron. In just a few blinks of an eye, A colossal thundercloud nearly 100 meters wide formed in the sky, colored both blue and silver. A two-colored thundercloud? The entire square erupted in excitement as they saw the two-colored thundercloud. Many people had never seen a two-colored pill thunder in their lives. On the high platform, Xin Kongzi and the others exchanged serious looks, nodding in agreement after a brief moment. This girl from the Dan family is truly exceptional, having refined an 8th-tier pill and even summoned a two-colored pill thunder. 8th-tier pills were judged not by appearance, but by the color of the pill thunder. Above Qiao Ying's pill furnace, the clouds quickly condensed, showing two colors amidst the astonished gazes of the crowd. Another 8th-tier pill, the spectators exclaimed. Song Qing stared dumbfounded at the thundercloud in the sky, feeling a deep sense of defeat. Compared to prodigies like Qiao Ying and Dan Shun, he was indeed far inferior. With a wave of his hand, Xiao Yan summoned a massive emerald green pillar of flame that shot towards the sky. At the end of the flame pillar, strange mist rapidly condensed. In no time, it formed into the shape of a thundercloud. The entire crowd held their breath, their eyes fixed on the sky as the blue and silver colors gradually emerged from the swirling cloud. Two colors. It's a two-colored thundercloud. But wait, the cloud continued to churn, and more colors began to appear. Many people gasped in surprise, focusing intently on the distant thundercloud. Sure enough, beneath the blue and silver, a hint of red slowly emerged, becoming more vibrant with each passing moment until it matched the intensity of the other two colors. Once the red color appeared, the churning thundercloud gradually settled, solidifying into three brilliant colors. It's a three-colored thundercloud. The crowd was in an uproar. Compared to Qiao Ying's pill thunder, Xiao Yan's was even more intense. Who was this Xiao Yan, to surpass even Qiao Ying of the pill tower? The massive square was abuzz with shock. Song Qing and the others stared at the dazzling three-colored thundercloud, feeling dizzy. They knew Xiao Yan's pill refining skills were at best of a high 7th-tier level. How could he possibly refine an 8th-tier pill and summon a three-colored thundercloud? On the high platform, Xin Kongzi sighed, as expected of Yao Chen. Even now, I cannot surpass him. As Xiao Yan's thundercloud fully formed, Elder Qinghua stood up from afar. He nodded slightly towards Xiao Yan, mouthing words that carried a faint sound. Well done, kid. You didn't disgrace your troublesome master. Hearing this unfamiliar elder's voice, Xiao Yan was startled, sensing a connection to his teacher. Elder Qinghua smiled as he turned his gaze to the cauldron before him. Under the watchful eyes of the crowd, he waved his sleeve, causing the cauldron lid to fall off. As the lid hit the ground, an energy wave no less intense than Xiao Yan's previous display burst forth, followed by a beam of light shooting straight into the sky. A few minutes later, the space above shimmered, and mist condensed into the shape of a thundercloud. After a bout of intense churning, two colors appeared, then a third quietly emerged. Finally, the pill thunder solidified into three colors, just like Xiao Yan's. The square erupted in amazement. Elder Qinghua's pill thunder was nearly identical to Xiao Yan's, both boasting three colors with almost indistinguishable intensity. Three-colored pill thunder. This old man's alchemy skills have improved. Xin Kongzi and the others nodded and chuckled as they looked up at the sky. Only one person remained. For some reason, Xin Kongzi and the others felt a slight unease. After the initial amazement, everyone's attention shifted to the last stone platform, where a man in black sat cross-legged. Under the watchful eyes of the crowd, a strange smile slowly appeared on Mugu Elder's face. He rose slowly, his gaze cold as he glanced at Xiao Yan before turning to Xin Kongzi and the others, eyes full of mockery. I'm afraid this year's pill competition champion will be me, he declared. Seeing Xin Kongzi and the others' darkened faces, Mugu Elder burst into a sinister laugh, no longer bothering to hide his glee. His laughter rang out as he flicked his finger, sending a terrifying beam of light shooting into the sky like a laser, causing a vast energy ripple. He taunted, "Is this the best Yao Qin's disciple can do?" A massive light pillar shot up, and Mugu Elder's cold laughter made Xiao Yan's face darken. The vast energy within the pillar made everyone present turn pale. Who was this mysterious man in black? Many wondered, their hearts filled with doubt. Such skill could not belong to an unknown figure. Though the average person couldn't tell, the faces of Xian Kongzi and the others on the high platform turned grim.
Elder Mugu.
To think he could hide from us three, and even change his appearance. A white-robed elder behind Xian Kongzi showed a slight change in expression and hurriedly asked, "What should we do now, presidents?" Xian Kongzi's face was unusually grim as he clenched his hands tightly. "Let's watch for now. It's too late to do anything." On the stone platform, Elder Mugu ignored the stairs, looking up at the end of the light pillar in the sky. The thundercloud took shape, causing everyone's hearts to tighten. The appearance of Pill Thunder would decide the winner of the competition. The thundercloud churned, instantly displaying blue and silver, coloring the Pill Thunder in two colors. Two colors. The thundercloud churned again, and red quietly emerged, rapidly expanding into three colors. Three colors. It's reached three colors. The Pill Tower elders on the high platform grew anxious. If Elder Mugu's Pill Thunder remained at three colors, there might still be hope. The thundercloud churned, gripping countless hearts. "There's more!" someone suddenly shouted in shock. Sure enough, after the third color stabilized, a brilliant golden light emerged from the thundercloud, like the sun releasing a ray of golden light from behind the clouds. Gold. A golden light. The square erupted as everyone stood up, staring at the dazzling thundercloud. The thundercloud, adorned with blue, silver, red, and gold, was like a magnificent sunset. Four-colored Pill Thunder. Some Pill Tower elders on the high platform turned pale as they exchanged glances, unsure of what to say. Xian Kongzi's face was dark and somber, a hint of worry in his eyes. He clenched his withered fists, which creaked under the pressure. On the stone platform, Elder Mugu watched the thundercloud, which had finally settled into four colors, and his heart finally relaxed. He laughed wildly, his voice echoing across the land. "Xian Kongzi, did you see? I told you, the championship of this pill competition will belong to our soul hall." Elder Mugu's laughter was like a bomb dropping, shocking everyone. He was from the soul hall. The highest honor of the Pill Tower was being taken by the Soul Hall. This time, the Pill Tower had been thoroughly trampled by the Soul Hall. Hearing the murmurs from the crowd, many Pill Tower alchemists looked grim, but they had nothing to say. Xiao Yan and the others glared at the laughing Elder Mugu, their faces full of anger but helplessness. Under the roaring four-colored Pill Thunder, Elder Mugu had the confidence to trample on the Pill Tower's reputation. In this moment of anger, Xiao Ying's gaze involuntarily turned to another stone platform, where Xiao Yan was standing. At this moment, his face was filled with hesitation, as if he was debating something. Seeing this, Xiao Ying's heart skipped a beat, and a sliver of hope inexplicably rose from deep within her. Excitedly, she shouted, "Xiao Yan, if you're a man, then give it your all." The sudden shout rang out across the sky, immediately drawing countless eyes to the thin figure on the stone platform. Xiao Yan was equally stunned, looking blankly at Xiao Ying, whose face had turned red. Elder Mugu mocked, "Give it your all?" At this point, not to mention this youngster, even if Yao Chen himself were here, I wouldn't care. "You don't have the qualifications to make my teacher intervene," came the cold response. Xiao Yan took a decisive step forward, thrusting his hand into the beam of light before him. He had decided to go all out. Xiao Yan's fingers gently caressed the black ring. Among the vast treasures left by Yao Lao, there lay a unique alchemical technique he was proud of. Even Han Feng had never encountered this skill, as he lacked the necessary level and strength. This alchemical technique was called soul ascension. Xiao Yan closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and then suddenly opened them, extending his hand into the beam of light, tightly gripping a powerful energy wave. Xiao Yan slowly withdrew his hand from the light, revealing a dark red pill the size of a thumb to everyone's view. After extracting the pill, Xiao Yan's expression became extremely serious. The soul ascension technique was Yao Lao's proudest creation, but even he rarely used it due to its stringent requirements on the practitioner. Even Xiao Yan would not dare attempt it without reaching the 8th tier alchemist level. Xiao Yan stared intently at the dark red pill in his hand, then slowly withdrew his hand. The pill floated before him, bouncing lightly. He released his hand and then clenched it again, summoning a jade-green glazed lotus heart flame. With a flick of his finger, the black ring trembled, and a bone-chilling white flame, the bone-chilling flame, quietly emerged. As the white flame appeared, Xin Kongzi and the others were shocked. They hadn't expected Yao Chen to have given Xiao Yan the bone-chilling flame as well. With a thought, Xiao Yan sent the three flames swirling out, merging them in a violent collision before countless stunned eyes. The collision of the three flames created an almost destructive aura, but before it could spread, Xiao Yan's vast soul pressure erupted from his forehead, enveloping the flames and spinning them at high speed. Merging flames was already second nature to Xiao Yan. While it seemed insanely risky to others, it was a routine practice for him. After a few minutes, the soul force stopped, revealing a small brownish-green flame the size of a fist. As soon as the flame appeared, Xiao Yan waved his sleeve, sending the brownish-green flame out to envelop the mischievously dancing dark red pill before him. Xiao Yan's actions immediately caused an uproar. Countless people stared at him in disbelief. Was he crazy? Did he intend to destroy the pill? On the high platform, Xin Kongzi and the others were also stunned. After a moment, the beautiful woman was the first to recover, her eyes flickering as she softly said, "Do you remember Yao Chen's crazy act when refining an 8th-tier pill back then?" Hearing this, Xin Kongzi and the others jolted in shock and exclaimed, "You mean Yao Chen's soul ascension technique?" The woman nodded slowly, her eyes fixed on Xiao Yan on the distant stone platform. It seems this disciple of Yao Chen has truly learned all his skills. Xiao Yan stared fixedly at the increasingly withered pill in front of him. As the spiritual energy within it was about to be completely drawn out, he flicked his fingers. Two tiny glimmering specks shot out from his spatial ring and darted into the flames. These glimmering specks were none other than the soul-bearing dust he had chanced upon earlier, brimming with spiritual energy. Their use at this critical moment promised to multiply his efforts. Upon entering the flames, the dust dispersed rapidly, though discerning observers would notice the spiritual energy within the flames growing unusually dense. A surge of spiritual energy erupted, causing Xiao Yan's expression to turn extremely serious. Vast soul power surged forth without reservation, all of it funneling into the flames. With meticulous control, he adjusted the temperature precisely, compressing the spiritual energy into the pill at an excruciatingly slow pace. Xiao Yan's face tensed further, then suddenly he bit his tongue, spraying a mist of blood into the flames. Blood sacrifice. Spirit return. The mist of spirit immediately surged like bees returning to their hive, flooding into the pill. As the final wisp of mist entered the pill, onlookers gasped in astonishment, as the pill's previously uneven surface rapidly smoothed and rounded before their eyes. Meanwhile, the tricolored thunderclouds in the sky, as if drawn by some unseen force, violently churned once more. This spectacle left the entire square in awe. The thunderclouds above began to change. A cry of disbelief rang out suddenly, echoing through the heavens and earth. Countless gazes fixated on the thunderclouds above Xiao Yan's head. Accompanied by the turmoil of the thunderclouds, the previously formed pill thunder underwent yet another transformation. Xiao Yan had actually achieved the impossible. Amid the astonished murmurs, some individuals were the first to regain their composure, shouting excitedly, "Today, we are fortunate to witness the miracle created by Xiao Yan." Despite the crowd's jubilation, Elder Mugu's face darkened instantly. Never had he imagined that Xiao Yan could, with his own abilities, overturn the seemingly decided outcome. Xiao Yan stood on the stone platform, casting a cold smile at Elder Mugu, wiping the traces of blood from his mouth before shifting his gaze to the sky. Above, the rolling thunderclouds were forcefully split into several sections, each adorned with vibrant colors and exuding a formidable pressure that sent chills down the spine. Among these divided thunderclouds, two were particularly massive. One was Elder Mugu's four-colored thundercloud, and the other was the tricolored thundercloud that appeared after Xiao Yan infused the pill with spiritual energy. Under countless gazes, the rolling of the tricolored thundercloud intensified. At a certain moment, a streak of golden light burst forth. There it was. The fourth color had emerged. The golden brilliance dazzled, eliciting cheers from the crowd. Under the excited gazes of the onlookers, the golden light shone even more brightly, nearly rivaling Elder Mugu's four-colored thundercloud. However, the tumult of the thunderclouds did not cease. Those present understood the sky's condition at this moment, knowing that such a phenomenon indicated the pill thunder's energy was still unstable, possibly brewing something more. Silence enveloped the entire square as everyone held their breath, their eyes fixed on the thunderclouds, intensifying the tense atmosphere. Suddenly, a terrifying aura of thunder surged from the sky. As the thunder aura emerged, Elder Mugu jerked his head up. The rolling thunderclouds in the sky gradually halted, the layers swirling as a strand of purple light pierced through the clouds like divine radiance, piercing the vast expanse. Quietly, it infused the thunderclouds, tinting them with a faint purple hue. As the purple color appeared, the thunderclouds instantly transformed into five-colored pill thunder. The silent square erupted into complete uproar at that moment. Five-colored pill thunder. Almost a legendary phenomenon appeared right before their eyes. How could they not be thrilled? Everyone knew the outcome of this pill competition was now set in stone. The scorching gazes of heaven and earth fixed upon the lean figure on the stone platform. From now on, Xiao Yan's name would resound throughout Central Plains. Xiao Yan also watched with excitement, her eyes fixed on the young figure who remained calm under everyone's gaze. There was a gleam in her eyes that made it clear to everyone. This woman, once seen as the pride of the Qiao family, was truly beginning to be moved. Of course, no one could deny that at this moment, Xiao Yan possessed an unparalleled charm brought by success. Elder Mugu glowered at the sky, understanding that the championship title had slipped far from his grasp. Kid, you better pray you don't fall into my hands in the future, or I will make you taste what it's like to beg for life and not get death. Xiao Yan heard the bitter tone and smiled faintly, raising his thumb towards Elder Mugu and then gesturing downwards gently. I told you before, you're not worthy of having my teacher intervene. Xiao Yan's gesture and words instantly turned Elder Mugu's face grim. Xiao Yan, don't get too cocky. The pill competition isn't over yet. With your current strength, resisting the five-colored pill thunder is like a pipe dream. With Elder Mugu's reminder, everyone realized that Xiao Yan's strength, despite being at the early Do zone level, might be insufficient to withstand the onslaught of the five-colored pill thunder. Smiling, Xiao Yan lifted his head and looked at the violently churning thunderclouds in the sky. Thunder splits the heavens, illuminating the earth. The power of the five-colored pill thunder is truly terrifying. Elder Mugu watched with a spectator's mindset. If it weren't for the Earth Demon Puppet's ability to absorb thunder power, Xiao Yan would probably be in deep trouble today. But unfortunately, he chuckled lightly, waved his hand, and a silver figure appeared from his spatial ring. Xiao Yan's move immediately drew everyone's attention. Seeing him summon an almost defunct puppet, disappointment flashed across many faces. Does he expect this nearly destroyed puppet to deal with the five-colored pill thunder? This time, it's up to you. Xiao Yan gently patted the Earth Demon Puppet's body. Then he smiled broadly, raised his head suddenly, and stared at the sky where the roaring five-colored thunderclouds were. Come on. As if in response to Xiao Yan's laughter, the rolling of the five-colored thunderclouds in the sky intensified. The deep rumbling of thunder continued unabated. Suddenly, amidst the rolling thunderclouds, there was a violent contraction. A bolt of five-colored thunder, like a giant dragon, surged violently from the clouds, tearing through the space and emitting a terrifying roar as it viciously descended upon the stone platform where Xiao Yan stood. Watching the thunderbolt that was about to strike, Xiao Yan smiled, pointed his finger into the void, and suddenly the Earth Demon Puppet, on the verge of collapse, stomped forcefully on the ground. With a powerful force, it soared into the sky and, to the amazement of everyone present, collided head-on with the formidable thunderbolt. Upon witnessing this scene, a collective sigh swept through the square. Elder Mugu let out a mocking laugh, But before he could speak, his expression abruptly changed. He realized that the earth demon puppet, struck by the five-colored thunderbolt, not only did not collapse but instead began to repair its damaged body gradually amid the flashes of lightning. The concave area on its chest was even starting to protrude. The puppet was absorbing the thunder's power, becoming even more radiant after being struck by lightning. Elder Mugu's pupils contracted at this bizarre sight. Such a peculiar puppet was unheard of to him. Elder Mugu's face darkened with a terrifying intensity, filled with regret. If he had struck harder within the pill realm, this earth demon puppet would have been completely scrapped. Now, Xiao Yan would also lose this lightning warding tool. While Elder Mugu brooded in regret, Qiao Ying and the others breathed a collective sigh of relief. Though they didn't understand why this strange puppet possessed such abilities, the fact remained clear to them. Xiao Yan had successfully passed the final hurdle of the pill competition, and the title of pill competition champion would undoubtedly belong to him. On the stone platform, Xiao Yan stood with his hands behind his back, thunder rumbling incessantly in the sky above. The swirling five-colored thunderclouds resembled a thunderstorm generator, continuously spewing out increasingly powerful bolts of lightning. The tumult of the five-colored thunderclouds persisted for nearly 10 minutes. During this time, nearly 100 terrifying thunderbolts surged out from the clouds. Fortunately, these thunderbolts did not harm the earth demon puppet, but instead caused a faint golden sheen to appear on its sparkling silver surface. Truly worthy of being the five-colored pill thunder, Xiao Yan remarked, the first to notice the golden gleam on the earth demon puppet's body. A hint of joy flickered in his eyes. However, compared to the heavenly demon puppet, which was entirely golden, the earth demon puppet still had a long way to go. It's not enough yet. As Xiao Yan pondered, the five-colored thunderclouds in the sky seemed slightly agitated, perhaps angered by the thunder being absorbed by the earth demon puppet. Suddenly, an unusual suction force surged from the cloud layers. Astonishingly, several other sections of thunderclouds were being drawn towards the convergence point of the five-colored pill thunder. Everyone watched this scene in astonishment. Even Xin Kongzi and others had not anticipated such a bizarre change in the pill thunder. The sudden convergence of the massive thunderclouds also stirred up the square. The thunderous might in the sky was terrifying. If it struck indiscriminately, the casualties here would be catastrophic. Alongside the consolidation of the thunderclouds, the energy of this entire sky and earth suddenly became extraordinarily turbulent, with fearsome, thunderous power pervading the space. Shortly after the consolidation of the thunderclouds, the final onslaught of its terrifying destructive force began. Within the vast expanse of clouds, dazzling thunderbolts cascaded down like a deluge. As they reached midway, they abruptly changed direction, all aimed directly at the earth demon puppet hovering in midair. Thunderbolts imbued with formidable strength poured down like a torrential rain, continuously striking the earth demon puppet. With each brilliant thunderbolt that fell, Xiao Yan's smile grew more pronounced. He could see that as more and more thunderous power poured into the earth demon puppet, the golden sheen on its surface intensified. Faster, anticipation filled Xiao Yan's dark eyes. The deluge of thunderous assault continued for nearly half an hour. After this prolonged baptism of pill thunder, what was once a body adorned with sparkling silver had now transformed more than half into a dazzling gold. After about 10 more minutes of rampant pill thunder, the final challenge had to be relinquished. The energy fluctuations within the clouds gradually subsided, and under the gaze of countless eyes, the oppressive thunderclouds slowly dissipated from the sky. As the terrifying pill thunder chose to retreat, Xiao Yan felt relieved to see the last silver hand of the earth demon puppet quietly transform into gold. Is it finally successful? Xiao Yan's fiery gaze locked onto the earth demon puppet, now more appropriately named Heavenly Demon Puppet. As the thunderclouds dissipated, sunlight once again poured over the tumultuous realm of pill thunder. All eyes turned to the elevated platform where Xin Kongzi and others stood, awaiting the final declaration of results for the pill competition. Under the scrutiny of the crowd, Xin Kongzi smiled faintly as he stepped forward. His gaze settled on a slender figure. There is no need for further words. The most distinguished pill of this pill competition has been created, and its owner is the ultimate champion of this session, Xiao Yan. Upon hearing Xian Kongzi's concise and powerful declaration, countless eyes immediately shifted to the stone platform. Moments later, cheers erupted. They had witnessed a miracle unfold, a feat of daring that rallied countless hearts and stirred their blood. From his elevated position overlooking the jubilant square, Xiao Yan smiled faintly and murmured softly to himself as he gazed toward the horizon, "Teacher, I have not disgraced your name." Xian Kongzi's voice echoed warmly, "Xiao Yan, you have won the pill competition championship and will also become one of the candidates for the future giants of the pill tower." Under the admiring gazes of many, Xiao Yan nodded slightly. "As the champion, as previously promised, you will receive a scroll containing ancient soul cultivation techniques." With a wave of Xian Kongzi's hand, an ancient parchment scroll appeared. He then gently sent the scroll flying toward Xiao Yan. A hint of surprise flashed across Xiao Yan's face. This so-called ancient soul cultivation technique was crucial for him now that he had reached the 8th rank. If he wanted to continue advancing, mastering soul cultivation was imperative. Seeing Xiao Yan's satisfied expression, Xian Kongzi smiled knowingly. As the thunderous applause gradually subsided, he continued, "The champion has been decided. In 2 days, the star region will open. Those who enter the top 10 in the pill competition will have the opportunity to tame the 3,000 burning flames." Upon hearing this, Xiao Yan's eyes lit up with uncontrollable excitement. Wasn't his relentless pursuit all this time aimed at the 3,000 burning flames? Now, the legendary undying heavenly flame was finally within reach. Deep within the star region, the 3,000 burning flames awaited its destined one quietly. Its radiance illuminated every corner of the star region, as if recounting ancient legends and awaiting the birth of a new legend.